I just typed in, how do PhD researchers feel in Google search? And you know what popped up? Is it normal to cry during your PhD? And this was one of the first searches that popped up. What screwed up system, dysfunctional system has that where everybody that's doing a PhD is typing that in? Like, come on. What a dysfunctional system that we actually have. I know that we have a competition, right? Science research is all a competition, and the whole thing is trying to beat out everybody else. But I want to begin this conversation, this video, to type in to tell you you're freaking awesome. Don't worry about what everybody else is saying. And if you're feeling that way, you are an amazing human being. And that's the only thing that actually matters. The rest of it is completely dysfunctional. If you're in the game, even just a matter of a month, you'll realize the entire system is dysfunctional. And it often does not work in the way that it's supposed to work. And I'm not just disenchanted, although I am disenchanted with the whole scientific process. I've been disenchanted with it for a long time. But I'm also very much a realist. If you start looking at the number of people that leave science, that get fed up, that drop out, all of those kind of things because of this dysfunctional system. How do we encourage this to happen? Why do we actually want this to happen over the long run? I am baffled that we actually keep this occurring. We want a system like this, and that people are actively promoting it in various different ways. I think we need to take a step back and start saying, how do we make this a more psychological safe place? How do we encourage people to be able to speak up? How do we encourage people to do things that are scary, that are a little bit risky? How do we encourage people to keep taking a step forward despite all of the garbage that goes on? How do we change the scientific review system such that it's just not just a complete turn off, a rejection, a binary thing where you submit something after working on it for years and then it's just a simple rejection? How do we change this so we start making this more sympathetic, empathetic, however you want to call it, that we start changing the system? We start asking questions that are deeper, that we look at this and we think, this is dysfunctional to actually have this occur. And, for the longest time, I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me that was really struggling with all of this kind of stuff. But I realized it is across the board. And everybody struggles with it. And why don't we actually have this conversation where we just simply say, enough's enough. Let's start changing this. Let's start making some progress in making science function, rather than simply saying it's a competition and only the best win and everybody else does not matter and everybody else is dysfunctional and they're the ones that are leaving are the big losers, quote unquote losers, whatever that might be. I want us to start addressing these problems. I want us to start thinking about what this actually means. I want us to really start questioning what it is we do as scientists, as researchers. Why do we have to do it the way that we actually do it at this moment? Why can't we create systems? Why can't we encourage people? Why can't we really think about what it means to be a human being within the system? So, me, you look at me, I'm probably relatively privileged. I'm a white male and all of that kind of stuff. If I'm feeling like this, I can't imagine somebody else that's coming from a different place that doesn't speak the same language, that doesn't have all of the same advantages, that didn't go to the private schools and all that kind of stuff, although I didn't go to those, but I can't imagine it. Like, let's start thinking about this differently. Let's start having a conversation about what it means to change science so that other people will want to actually do it. I think about this all the time. I think about how science is promoted in elementary school, and it's such a wonderful thing, and people often really try to promote it as a career for people. And then you think about all the people that pursue it and actively try to pursue it, and then they quit, they stop. Why? Why is this occurring? We need to start making some changes. We really do.